Hello there. Welcome back to this episode of Coffee and Tea with Justin and Tashina.
Yeah, welcome back.
Welcome. I'm Justin.
I'm Tashina.
And we're actually filming this way later in the day. I'm not going to get into it. Okay, we slept in.
It's just later in the day.
It's later in the day.
It happens.
It is. A couple things before we get started. One is we have a wonderful, amazing guest on with us today, our friend Christina. Do you want to? Hi. Oh, we're so glad that you could be on. It's been so nice chatting with you.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to also mention this wonderful mug that I got in the mail because I got this mug from my friend Mike, and I'll describe it to you, Christina, since you're on the phone. On one side, it says LTW, which used to be a thing we used to say, which is love the world. Mm-hmm. We were supposed to get matching LTW tattoos, and then Mike got his, and I never got mine.
But you now both have your matching cactus tattoos.
That's true.
So you kind of did something.
And then on the other side, he put, I heart Mike Demas.
Which has been facing the camera this whole time.
Yeah. So thank you, Mike. I love this mug so much. It's giant too, which I love. It's perfectly ergonomic for my hand and big enough for me to have a giant drink in it, which I really appreciate. Mm-hmm. So in this episode, Christina tells us all about
small house, off the grid living.
Yeah.
It's exciting.
This is a really cool episode.
Yeah.
Christina, you have an awesome sounding adventure of a life, and you're so knowledgeable about it, which is super helpful because I think it's going to answer a lot of people's questions about this kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so too.
Yeah. So if you're interested in tiny homes or off the grid living and just hearing some pretty detailed information about what this is, what the process for getting started in buying land in the middle of nowhere and then building that, then definitely you're going to love this episode. Mm-hmm. And before we get into it, let's talk about what we're grateful for.
Yeah.
Do you want to go first?
No, you go first. I always go first.
Okay. Well, I'm really grateful for this mug. Mm-hmm. This mug really, it arrived yesterday. I was so excited to use it today. Especially because it's just so funny.
Yeah.
And Mike messaged me. I messaged him to thank him for sending it, and he was like, "Yeah, I was just thinking about if some crackhead stole it off your porch, and then they're walking around using it for their morning coffee."
I heart Mike Demas,
which I thought was hilarious. So anyway, thank you, Mike. I love it. I'm very grateful for that, and I'm super grateful that. We were able to catch up with Christina today. Yeah. Especially because we were supposed to call her and she got up at... What time did you get up for our call?
5.
She got up at 5 a.m.
Oof.
And then we didn't call her. So she was just up, awake.
Just
waiting for us.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
I am grateful that we were able to connect this afternoon because I was so excited to talk to you. We haven't caught up in a long time.
Yeah.
We need a chat outside of this.
Yeah.
But I was just excited that it could still happen because I knew it would be something that would be really cool to talk about and really exciting to share and that
Absolutely.
I think people will really love to hear about.
Totally. Christina, what are you grateful for today?
I'm also super grateful that we got to connect and catch up. I really miss you guys. I'm also very grateful to have food in my fridge at the moment.
Absolutely. Good call.
Yeah, that is a good call.
Yeah, totally. Okay, well, let's jump into the episode. I am so excited.
Good.
It's delicious.
Yeah?
Did you taste it? Mm-mm. You're really missing out.
Hello.
Hi there.
Hi.
Hi.
How's it going?
It's going pretty well. How are you guys?
We're good.
Yeah, we're awesome. Thank you so much for being willing to take this call later. You're the second person in a row that I've managed to mess up our scheduling with in the last 2 days. And I'll explain why off the record. But anyway, thank you is the point of that.
Of course. No worries. I'm happy we could chat.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
How are you? Where are you? Are you in Napa?
So I'm in Napa.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So you're in Napa now, but you were previously in Arizona because that's
Yeah.
where you and your boyfriend are. Explain to me the living situation.
So, yeah, that's kind of what brings me to Napa. So
Okay.
Tolman and I are building a tiny house.
Right. Cool.
And we bought property out there, and so we've been in the process of building. However, it's really complicated because my car doesn't make it out to the property.
Okay.
It's a really
Oh.
small, like, Hyundai. So I like, have to, like, be with Tolman. He has to, like, drive his truck. He has to, like, pick me up, and then we take his truck out there.
Okay.
So he was in Napa, like, working, just doing some electrical jobs and working here when the virus kind of, like, really started to pick up.
Sure,
And
yeah.
I was staying in Airbnbs.
Oh.
Because he was there. He wasn't there, and I couldn't get out to the property.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then I started to feel really uncomfortable because I was like, who
Yeah.
has been staying here?
Sure. Yeah.
Also, like, I could be a carrier
Totally.
and be staying in someone's house. It just felt uncomfortable.
Sure.
So I drove to Napa.
Wow.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Okay. So tell us about the truck that you're living in. How is that outfitted to make it livable? Because basically it's like the camper on the back of a pickup, because we hadn't seen it. You built it after we last saw
Right.
you.
Right. So that's out on the property. Right now we're staying at Tolman's parents' place. But that's out on the property. It's just like a pop-up camper. There's like a stove, and we have a composting toilet inside of it. But also it's like a pretty wide open land, so we could use the restroom elsewhere if we need to. And yeah, a queen size bed. So it's really tight, but it's like fun.
Right. How
so
tall
we're
is
not-
Tolman?
He's 6'2".
6'2". Right.
He's-
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good question.
I mean, you're pretty little. Like, you're like Tashina size, but Tolman is definitely bigger than me.
Yeah.
And like, I
Yeah.
feel like he's a lot taller and a lot more muscular. And so I just want to give a little bit of context for like how tight this situation is, because it's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, definitely, like, one of us has to be on the bed if the other is not. If they're in the kitchen, like I have to be on the bed if he's standing, or like vice versa.
Sure. Yeah. Okay.
Man.
Wow.
Yeah.
So he can stand up in it? It's tall enough?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So there's like a hand crank, and it, like, the siding is like vinyl with like screens, so you could roll down the windows if you need to. But
Okay.
yeah,
That's
it cranks
awesome.
up. And then when you're driving and it's on the back of the truck, then you crank it down.
Cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. And you did a bunch
Yeah,
of
it's
custom
very
work
efficient.
on it, right? Like, you were doing a bunch of customizations. I remember, like, different countertops and covers for things and stuff.
Oh, yes. Yeah, we, like, painted the entire inside, because it was, like, that kind of gross-looking, like, fake wood. You know what I mean? Like, typical and, yeah, like, very dated. So we painted all of that, like, a really nice, like, soft white. And then Tolman he took off the countertops and built birch countertops and then epoxied them. And we, like, changed the floor. We put in wood floors instead of, like, the old tile. It was pretty decked out.
So when you bought it, it was already used, like it already had the kitchen installed. You just had to put
Yes.
the new countertops. Okay. And then the vinyl part is the part that extends. Am I getting that right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay. This is all coming together now, because I'm realizing how few photos I've seen of of it as a whole. You know, like as a whole
Yeah.
project. So
It, Yeah.
That's pretty sweet.
It's a lot.
Yeah, that's exciting. So then now you guys are building the tiny home. How much bigger is that going to be, like space-wise?
It's going to be a lot bigger. It's going to be very small, but a lot bigger than the camper. Simply because we're going to build it up. So we're going to really utilize the height of it and put in a loft.
Nice.
Yeah. I didn't even think about that.
Our bed's going to be in the loft. Yeah. There are restrictions. So we have to follow, the county permit requirements and whatnot. So there are certain height restrictions. But I think we're going to be able to get around it if we build a barn style roof.
Barn style really meaning not flat topped, but like triangle.
Not flat top and not necessarily like a triangle, but more like a pentagon.
Oh, like a triangle, like a triangle with the top corner cut off. Yeah, so it's kind of flat, but then still angled.
Like where the top's
sides.
flat, yeah, and then the sides are angled. Yeah.
Is that? I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, two.
We're all bad at geometry.
Yeah. What are shapes?
What are shapes? Two vertical. Say the walls cut off, and imagine it would be flat. So going up, there are two more vertical wall type things, part of the roof, and then on top of those is a triangle.
Okay, I follow.
So it's kind of rounded. It's like a mix between the two.
Yeah, definitely a little more rounded, I guess.
Okay, interesting.
That'll be rad.
Yeah.
So are you building that in Napa and then moving it to Arizona, or are you building it in Arizona?
So we're building it. It's I don't actually know. I guess I should probably stop saying it's a tiny home because I need to look this up. I don't know if a tiny home to be considered that it has to be mobile. We're not doing it so it's mobile at all. We're building concrete foundation.
Nice.
So it's going to be
stationary. Okay, that's still so exciting though because you'll be able to leverage all the stuff and tricks and everything people have figured out with tiny homes. It's just not moving, but there's no difference otherwise.
So
right.
Okay, so a couple questions about that I have.
Yeah.
One is, do you have a ballpark of what your square footage is going to be with both floors total?
I don't know, honestly.
Okay. And then my next question is, if you have to lay the foundation and everything, I mean, it's basically like a literal tiny home, right? Like when I think of the term tiny home, it's like you said, it's mobile, it's movable, but you're actually building just a smaller house, right?
Right, exactly.
So it could be bigger if you wanted it to be. Is there a reason you're deciding to keep the footprint small?
Yes.
Okay.
So
lay it on me.
Here's a good comparison of the size. It's, I would say, a little bigger than a 2-car garage.
Oh.
Whoa. That's huge.
So it's going to be...
That'll give you so much flexibility. Yeah. That's awesome.
And if that's 2 stories high, you will definitely have more space than we have in our apartment. 100%.
Yeah.
Right.
What?
You guys can come visit.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. Okay, so no joke, lately my mom and I have been having all these conversations about what the potential is for Tashina and I to somehow pay less rent. Including taking out a $60,000 loan to build a little house or to get an RV and park it on Tashina's mom's boyfriend's property. We're exploring every option,
Yeah.
So the main concern that we keep coming back to is space because right now, we have 1 bedroom, which is Tashina's office and her filming area. And then the 2nd bedroom, which is our actual bedroom and my office. And then we have our living room and our dining room, our kitchen, and our bathroom. So my main concern has always been there's no way I could. There's just. I mean, sure. Like if we got rid of our dining room and our living room, we could almost cut our need for space in half. But then it would really, really be like it wouldn't be a living space. It wouldn't be a living space with a working space in it. It would be a working space that we can sleep in.
Yeah.
And that definitely for me changes the whole vibe. Although I will say if we could have that on a larger piece of property, that might change things, right? Because potentially we could build like a catio so the cats could go outside and have fresh air. And then the need for more space for the cats would kind of be, mitigated.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the right word, but
reduced.
So, okay. I'm so excited now because this is making it seem like this is almost something we might be able to do.
Yeah.
So
you totally could.
Because you saw our setup when we were in what was a converted garage before, right? Like,
oh yeah, I forgot we lived in a garage for like almost a year.
Yeah, so
not
like
that long ago.
I can totally picture, it's a small space, but like you said, having a loft for a bed, that clears up so much of the space on the first floor. Like you guys are going to be set. That's going to be amazing. And after the camper, it's going to feel gigantic too, I bet.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay,
And
go ahead.
Like the plan is that, initially we're just going to start with this one building, but then we're going to continue to build out the property. So like we're both really gung ho about a bathhouse. Like I especially really, really want a bathhouse.
Yeah.
Are there empty lots next to yours? Can we just come be your neighbor? I'm not even kidding.
There's tons.
How much did you say the land was, if you don't mind?
No, that's fine. It was like 2,200, I want to say.
For how much space?
For an acre.
An acre, which is, give me that in terms of like, how much is an acre?
How many gardens at St. Clair Brown is an acre?
Yeah, how much? Yeah, how many St. Clair Brown garden and tasting rooms is an acre?
I don't know. I want to say that's probably 2 acres.
Okay,
so it's a pretty small.
But I could be totally wrong.
Okay.
Yeah. It's hard to tell. Like,
I'm going to look it up right now.
It's tough
I need
to
to know
know
how much an acre is.
So you guys are, the property though's pretty far out then, right? Or is it pretty close to a city? Like, how accessible is it for you guys?
Oh, it's really out there. There's no electricity. There's no water. You have to haul in your water, and you have to have water tanks.
Okay.
So you're off the grid. Like you have to have solar. But what's great about our location is we're only a half mile off the road, the interstate.
Oh, okay.
So it's not like too far out.
Yeah.
And then it's 30 minutes to the Grand Canyon, and it's 30 minutes to a town called Williams, which has a grocery store and anything that you could need. And then it's about an hour to Flagstaff.
Wow.
So, okay, sorry, I was looking up an acre, so I only caught most of that. But an acre...
Oh, no, that's okay.
An acre is 4,300 square feet. Our apartment is about 750. So roughly an acre would be like 7 times this amount.
That's way bigger than I thought it would be.
It's smaller than I thought it would be, but I think that's because the only time I've heard things measured in acres is when I'm standing in the middle of a vineyard and someone's like, this is blah, blah, blah acres. And I'm like, wow, an acre must be a lot,
Yeah.
But yeah, still though, I mean...
That's pretty big.
That's not very much money for how much space that is.
No.
And I think I kind of, in my fantasy world here... I would prefer that because then we really would be neighbors. It wouldn't be like driving 20 minutes down the road to go to the bathhouse that you built. It would be just, a quick stroll over, hop in the tub with Tolman and just have ourselves a beer.
That's why they're building the bathhouse, so you two can do that.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like he and I could go for a steam and then, I don't know what else there is to do in the middle of nowhere. So, you said there's no electricity, there's no running water?
No.
Okay, that sounds, so what's that sounds like it could be tricky for us, being that we make our living on the internet.
Yep.
So, how are you going to have electricity out there? Like, what's the long-term plan? Is this area being developed and in 5 years it'll have that stuff? Or is this like you're going there specifically to be off the grid, and that's the intent for the foreseeable future.
So, everyone that's out there is going there with the intent to be off the grid. However,
Fudgers.
it's really been a huge market for Airbnbs for people going to the Grand Canyon.
Right.
I do see it. I don't see it ever building up, to like a normal area.
Yeah.
But it's definitely gotten a little busier. But again, so solar, you just have to have solar. And then you have to have water tanks. And you can refill your water there's a gas station about 3 miles away. So you can just fill up your water tanks there.
Okay. And so you will have electricity once the solar's installed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We will. Yes.
And you'll be able to set up from the water tanks. You could set up like faucets and running water. Like it's kind of similar to wells that go into water tanks. Like you'll be fine.
Right.
So it'll be a pretty massive
exactly.
tank.
What was that?
It'll be a pretty massive water tank then.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have multiple.
Have you ever been?
Bolin already bought one.
Okay.
And it takes up the whole bed of his truck.
Wow.
Oh wow. Yeah, that is big.
So you drive it in on the truck, maybe once a month.
Yeah.
Or however often.
Mm-hmm.
Fill it up, bring it back. How do you get it out of the truck once it's full of water?
I don't know. Because I help them unload it when it's empty.
Yeah.
Yeah, good question.
Thank you.
There's companies that truck it out for you.
Oh, okay. Got it.
So that's another option. But yeah, I don't know.
Have you ever been to Angwin in California?
I haven't, but I know where it is.
Okay, so I used to go up there. I had family that lived up there, but I also had friends that went to this Muslim retreat center up there, and we would go up there sometimes and hang out. And they had this really, really amazing shower system where basically they had all these stalls made, and the floor was slotted 2x4s, and then and then they had these huge black tanks that were further up this hill, and they would just be sitting in the Angwin sun all summer where it's triple digits. So you could just go there in the middle of the night, and there was no roof on it. So you could just go there any time of night and just shower in this nice warm water with, there's no plumbing. It's just tubes that come down, and then gravity feeding these showers is such an amazing experience.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
And we use biodegradable soaps and stuff, but this was a good, I don't know, this must have been 2003, 2002. Mm-hmm. And I feel at least in Napa and the people I was around, they were not, it probably isn't great. Even if you're using Dr. Bronner's, you probably shouldn't just be letting it flow onto the hillside in the middle of nowhere. But
yeah,
I don't know. At the time, I was like, wow, this is amazing. Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it's better than a non-biodegradable soap.
Sure. Totally. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's definitely a spectrum there for sure.
Yeah.
Tashina, yeah, what?
I was going to say, I just want to hear more about your plans for what the bathhouse is going to be like and the property in general.
Tell us about the bathhouse and then work out from the bathhouse.
Yes. Okay, so that's what I'm most excited for.
Perfect.
We're going to get a clawfoot bathtub.
Cute.
Nice.
Coleman is not on board with that. However, I don't care. He's totally fine with it. He just he thinks that we're not going to be able to find a used one.
Dude,
which his grandma has a used one.
My parents had 4 of them before they renovated their Airbnb, and I think they just sold them or gave them away or something.
But, oh my gosh!
But
it's going to be fine.
And when I grew up in that house, because it's an old Victorian, the clawfoot was the original.
Wow.
From the 1800s clawfoot. It had these
that's amazing.
creepy, weird looking claws.
And I bet too, if you just call around between whatever your route would be from Napa to Arizona, there are going to be so many places that have them.
Exactly.
So clawfoot tub, and then what's going to be around the tub?
And then we we haven't exactly talked about it because I would love it to be glass. Like glass windows everywhere so you can look out and enjoy the view. The only thing is it would have to be like a 3-sided fence, if that makes sense, so you could still see the mountains. But then like your neighbors can't see you. And I mean, the neighbors, the neighbors aren't like close, but you can still see their houses. I would just feel more comfortable if it was, not public view.
Yeah, totally.
Right.
That'll be so cool.
So
yeah,
that's so exciting. Okay, I have another like money question, which is do you have a ballpark of what this is going to cost you to build?
No. So we're taking it step by step. We finished the foundation.
Oh, nice.
And we finished the foundation, so that was step 1, and then we've both been like hammering it and working and whatnot and saving. And our next big expense is going to be lumber. So we're kind of like categorizing it.
Yeah.
Instead of like picturing it as a whole.
Sure.
I don't know. I don't have an estimate of how much it's going to be.
Yeah.
But I know lumber is going to be the next like massive expense.
Sure. Yeah.
And I'm sure too the price on some stuff is going to fluctuate over time and little things like that. So I bet it's hard to have an exact idea.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm like, I'm of course focusing on like, I want a copper sink, like things that don't necessarily matter yet. So I'm like, that's $300. Like I could save for that. But yeah.
That's cute. Have like a jar that's like your copper sink jar.
Yeah.
That's funny. Wow. Okay, this is exciting. Did you and Tolman pour the foundation yourselves, or did you have to bring a company in to do the foundation?
He did it both ways. So I was at work pretty much every day when he was doing this. And so he and a few of his friends who were like awesome and helped him all day, like for multiple days, just to be nice and help him. So the first pouring of the concrete for the piers, which these are all new terms for me, like when they were happening, the piers are like essentially like piers coming out of the ground. So first you have to dig like massive holes.
Okay.
And then, so imagine like a square, and then there's like three holes going horizontally, and then like 5 holes going vertically. And then you fill these holes with concrete piers in like, you fill them with concrete. So he first had a truck come out and help him with it, but all they basically did was move the truck to different piers. And then the second pouring was around the piers, and he did that himself. He mixed the concrete with some of his friends, and they did that themselves.
So he already has a group of friends out there? Is that because you two used to live?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So is it a new group, or is it people that you both already knew from when you lived out there previously?
We both already knew all of them for years.
Sweet.
And
cool.
like one of them was just happening to be passing through, and now we've convinced him to buy land out there. And
that's
like
awesome.
I had one of my best friends just moved back out there, and
wow.
So yeah, we're building like a little commune.
That's so cool. I love that.
So tell me again what the name of the nearest town is.
So we're in Valley.
Valley?
But Valley, Valle. But the nearest, so that's considered a town, but really there's only a gas station. So the nearest town is Williams.
Okay.
Okay, and how far away is that?
Williams is 30 minutes.
Oh, that's not that bad at all. Like you said, like for groceries and stuff.
Wow.
Yeah.
And is that like a pretty decent sized town? Like, is it easy to get groceries and stuff there, or what's it like?
It's a really quaint, like cute touristy town. It's very small, but there is a grocery store. So you know, you can get what you need. And there's a cute little brewery that we go to.
Oh, nice.
So it's a nice little, like, getaway.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
This sounds amazing. I'm so excited for you guys because I know you've wanted to do this, like, the whole time we've known you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
That's so exciting. Wow.
Yeah.
And just to circle back, because again, I was looking up that acre thing. So the internet situation is there's no internet.
No, there's not. But I actually get amazing service out there.
That's
So
crazy.
that's something to consider.
Yeah, I'll have to look into it because for the file, like the video files that we upload, it's like there's no way you'd be able to do it from a phone, you know.
No.
Right.
But there are there's so many people, like there are other content creators that live in RVs and stuff. Like there are options, I think, for people.
Yeah, I wonder what they do. Like I wonder if, for example, they film a bunch of videos all at once and then drive into town and go to somewhere that has decent Wi-Fi and then just like upload
Maybe.
all this stuff at once and then drive back.
Maybe.
I don't know. It's interesting to think about, but like I'm trying to differentiate all the things we do online from all the things we don't.
Yeah.
Try to come up with a thought on would that even be possible? Like how much data would we be using on a daily basis if we didn't have
immense
Wi-Fi
amounts.
turned on, you know?
It wouldn't even make sense.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that the internet might be the hardest obstacle for us to overcome when it comes to
Right.
considering doing
Yeah.
something. Because I mean, you pretty much addressed my concern about space. Like if you're first of all, the land is not that expensive. Like that's like
Yeah.
I could, you know, I feel like I could hit up like 10 family members and get enough money to buy an acre today, you know?
Oh, yeah, and you can finance it.
That's so crazy.
Wow.
Wow. Okay.
So, wow. Okay. Fascinating.
Hold on. You have fuzz in your eyelashes.
By the way, I have to say something. I just want to address the fact that I feel like I'm a little all over the place. I made this fermented pineapple soda, which is delicious, and it doesn't taste alcoholic at all.
Oh, no.
But I chugged this like huge mug of it, and I feel a little tipsy.
Oh, no.
I just
and you
feel
had
a little
coffee
out of it.
today, too, and you never have coffee.
True.
And you drank that coffee really fast.
I did not realize what I was doing at the time I did
No,
it.
I'm
Yeah.
still drinking mine from this morning.
You sure are. You sure
Oh,
are.
boy.
Yeah.
All the beverages are hitting you today.
They really are. So
Dang.
tell us more about this adventure. What about plumbing as far
good
as like
question.
waste goes?
So we have a composting toilet. Basically, you like use the restroom and it goes into this compostable bag. And once it's filled, you either take it to a composting facility or you burn it.
You can
so
burn
something
it?
I haven't. You can burn it. Yeah.
Whoa.
Doesn't seem right. Does the EPA know?
Huh?
I said, does the EPA know?
I don't know.
He's like, let's.
That's just
Sorry.
It's like a $1,000 Swedish toilet, and that's what they said. They were like, you can. Yeah.
That
So I don't know what we're gonna
is
do yet.
crazy. Where do you take it when you just take it to like the like a local sanitization, like a water treatment facility in like a nearby city or something? Like, if you are gonna take it somewhere instead of set it on fire, where do you take it?
Yeah. You take it to a composting facility.
Wait. Like, what does that mean? Like a composting facility? Where do you find that?
We haven't looked into it yet, honestly.
Oh, okay. I mean,
But
there's always a bonfire.
Yeah, I don't know if we're gonna do that. But my thinking is, I'm gonna look it up actually right now.
I mean, if it's okay to do
is that
environmentally, then
Who knows?
why not? I guess.
Right. I think we'll probably just compost it ourselves. The only thing is you can't use it on like food in a garden, obviously.
Yeah.
Right.
But it's really, I don't know that we'll be able to grow anything out there anyway.
Yeah, I was going to say with like the land type out there, I don't know.
Even with like an above ground bed, you don't.
Oh, if you like brought in soil. But you wouldn't want to use this stuff.
No. I'm not. No, this is a separate thought. I'm not saying get an above ground flower bed and then just dump your human waste into it and then grow zucchini. That's not what I said. I just meant you could grow separately vegetables. Is there running water nearby? Like a stream or like a river or anything?
No.
Oh.
No.
Not even like
Arizona.
not even like a swimming hole or like
No.
What are there places to hike? Or is it just like flat?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. But no water.
But no water. And you have the Grand Canyon right there.
That has water.
Well, if you hike down to the bottom, you also can't go, well, I guess you could go swimming in it, but
I guess that's,
you don't want to swim across, is what I meant.
Right, yeah.
You could have one of those pools, like those fancy Airbnbs in Joshua Tree, where it's like, I think they're to like water cattle with. They're those gigantic metal tubs.
Oh, right. Yeah. You know what she's talking about, right? Like people have them on like their horse ranches or their cattle ranches where it's just like a huge metal tub, and then like Airbnbs in like Joshua Tree will fill them with water and make them into like hot tubs or whatever.
Yeah, they're pools. Yeah,
I do know what you're talking about.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah,
I figured you would.
Awesome.
Yeah, I guess I could do that. That'd be nice. Well, so that's kind of what I was asking, like if there was like a stream or something nearby, because it'd be rad to have something like that was fed by a natural thing, you know. I don't know.
I think you'd have to go to like Oregon or Idaho or somewhere for that. Yeah. I don't think Arizona's the place.
I mean, now that I know how cheap land is, I'm like, I mean, obviously Arizona's a consideration, but I wonder if there's somewhere out here in Utah where there's a similar situation going on.
Could be. Probably.
Oh, I am sure.
Yeah, there must be, right?
Yeah,
with all the
there's so many
FLDS
preppers.
compounds. Yeah, and preppers, I'm sure there's something.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure go farther south,
this is getting
towards
me so
Arizona.
Excited.
Good.
Like, let's go.
Okay.
Somewhere. I don't know.
Yay.
Let's pack up the cats.
If we can figure out internet.
Well, you guys can come visit us and get an idea of what you want to do.
Okay. We won't be roasting any marshmallows with you.
Stop.
No worries. You don't have to do that.
So while you're in Napa, are you guys just like taking this time to like plan stuff for it? Like since you can't be there to work on it right now?
Well, we've Pullman still has some like electrical jobs, so he's been doing that.
Nice.
He also has I don't know if you guys saw the trailer that he bought.
No.
I don't think so.
It's just like a cargo trailer, but it's really nice on the inside. But basically, he's like building a workbench inside of it.
Nice.
Yeah, so he's been working on that, and I've been like cleaning out my car because it has like everything I own inside of it.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Wow.
That's awesome. Yeah, because you haven't been back there that long.
No. Actually, this is actually like our third week being back.
Okay. Yeah, that's not that long though. Like,
right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Justin's now just
I think we're
daydreaming.
gonna stay.
I can't seem to bring myself back to this conversation. I'm just thinking about living off the grid.
Do it.
It's been a conversation we've been having more and more lately.
Yeah. I think too, with all that's going on right now in the world, I think a lot of people are going to start looking at that type of lifestyle, like more off the grid, more self-sustainable.
So it's interesting that you say that, because recently I was listening to a Gary Vee podcast, and this was the only time I've heard him talk about this, but he was saying how he thinks that because people are doing things like, oh, I'm like not going to be on Instagram for a week, and like intentionally taking these like breaks from the digital world and the online world, that he thinks that that's basically foreshadowing that we're going to start seeing more and more people moving out of big cities.
Yeah.
Even if they're not moving, buying more properties outside of big cities to go to get away from everything, or that there'll be an influx of like business for Airbnbs that are in more remote areas.
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty interesting. So maybe we should build 2. One should be our guest house / Airbnb.
Well, you guys could build one in Arizona and have it be an Airbnb for Grand Canyon people.
That's true. That's actually not that crazy of an idea. My parents are, not that they're just rolling in money, because they're not. And actually, with the virus thing, they've lost over, I think it's now past $15,000 that they've lost in canceled reservations.
Oh man.
Yeah, which sucks for them, but they're okay. To me, it's crazy to think about what that means for like bartenders, what that means for Lyft and Uber drivers, what that means for
small restaurants.
Yeah, small restaurants, cafes, like the barista. Yeah. I mean, like what you did sometimes when you worked here, like the people who are, work at coffee shops inside of Oxbow, like if my parents lost that much, I'm sure every other Airbnb in the area is in the same position. And what does that mean for the people who are already, working these jobs, fighting to survive? So anyway, sorry to take that down that road. But my point is that they're talking about, despite that, they're, I think, in an okay position, and they're talking about within the next couple of years potentially opening another Airbnb in another state. So anyway, I'll mention it to them.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you guys can visit anytime.
Yeah. And I don't know what you'll be doing for work at that point, but, they'll need someone to care for the Airbnb tenants. Maybe we could just build it next to you. You have a job. It's just, wow. This is so exciting to me.
Yeah.
Just the thought of doing something. I feel like we've had a series of, we've had some good landlords, but mostly we've had poor experiences with landlords.
Yeah, which unfortunately is common, I think.
Yeah. It's too bad. I would say we've only had one good landlord situation since we started living together like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Anyway, it would be amazing.
And sorry, go ahead.
Well, I was just saying it would just be great to not have a landlord.
Right. No one wants to give all their money, like hard-earned money.
Yeah.
To pay every single month. It's a lot.
Yeah, it is. It totally is.
What's the weather like where you are?
It's beautiful, and usually it's sunny almost all the time, but it does snow.
That's exciting.
But it's one of those places where it snows and then the sun immediately comes out. So it's hardly ever gray skies. There are Arizona has monsoons in July and August, so there are crazy monsoons during that time. But other than that, it's just really nice.
Were there any monsoons in the time that you'd been out there?
When I first, when I lived there a few years ago, yes.
Oh, okay.
But not now.
What was that
they're
like?
just in July and August.
Mm-hmm. What was that like for you?
Oh my gosh. I love them because it's it's lightning like you've never seen. It's very humbling in my opinion.
To look out at this huge expanse and see all this crazy lightning and
yes. And you could be, you could die essentially. Not to be super dramatic, but really, it's just I love when nature shows you that.
You love when nature shows you could die.
Well, just how small you are.
Yeah. I'm just teasing.
Yeah.
Wow. I could see it being really cool to build a little covered patio porch area, a little deck, and just to sit out and just watch the storm.
Yeah, totally. That's what I was thinking too.
Yeah.
That would be amazing.
Yeah.
Or for you, sit in your bathtub, in your clawfoot tub, and watch the storm.
Exactly. Well, I don't know if I want to sit in water. Like when
That's a
lightning.
good point.
Yeah.
Just sit in this pool of water in the middle of a field. Great.
Yeah, good point. I didn't think about that part.
Yikes.
But in theory,
I could put like a swimming cap on or something. Like rubber around me.
you're wearing a wetsuit in a garbage bag.
That all sounds delightful.
Doesn't it, though?
Wow.
Man, that's so exciting. I'm so excited to hear updates from you and to like see updates from you on Instagram.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, are you going to be documenting the whole thing?
I really hope you are. Tell
Well,
me you
I
are.
really want to. It's been super hard because Tolman's been like cranking it out while I'm at work.
Yeah.
So that's the only downside.
Right.
Is that I can only see so much.
Mm-hmm.
But with everything going on, you know, like I was laid off, so I think
Oh, wow.
you know, I think
Yeah.
I'm gonna like do a change of pace and try to figure. I really want to find a job that I love and like that I stick with.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm hoping that gives me more like flexibility and I can record and
Yeah.
record everything.
Well,
That would be so exciting.
if I may, also, I think if you're not able to find a situation that makes it easier to record, even just doing updates, like showing it in the morning, like if he's going to be doing a lot of work, showing it in the morning, maybe doing a quick segment about like, this is, you know, explaining what Tolman's going to be doing, and then showing another segment either the next morning to show the progress from the day before or that evening. I think could still be cool.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, like even if you're not showing him doing it, it could be cool to be like, this is what he did today. Like,
Yeah.
just to start doing something to
Or
have to
before
put
and after
out.
photos.
Right, exactly. Yeah, just something to be able to put out on a regular basis to start getting
Yeah.
people like paying attention to what you're doing.
And it'll be fun for you guys
Yeah.
to look back on too.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
It'll be so cool.
Yeah.
Like 5 years to look back and be like, oh, that was the day you installed this thing. And then I was in the bathtub and then there was a monsoon and I had to jump out and run past our neighbor's house naked. And
No, you're so right. I also feel like that would be like a really good gift to Tolman because
Yeah.
it's like,
oh, yeah, that'd be cool.
you know, he's building everything.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be fun. It'd be fun because there's so many things where you can turn your photos into a book later too. Be cool to
Right.
at the end of it give them a little book that shows
That'd be so
everything from start to
cute.
finish. Yeah,
Yeah, I think you should at least plan for something for Tolman.
yeah,
But I think too, like,
Yeah.
I mean, in the meantime, even if you just did before and after photos on Instagram with a caption, that would be amazing.
yeah.
Right. I still need to do
So
that with
excited.
the camper. I've like totally fell off the grid with that and
Come
did not
on,
like do it
man.
before. And I know.
Man,
Yeah.
this is so
When I get back to
exciting.
Arizona, I'll do it.
Yeah, you should. And show like all the parts of it because you guys did put so much work into customizing it and making it like not just really cute, but also very much like you. And I think that's really cool to see.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
I have a question.
Of course.
How did you find this land? Like, did you already know this was the area you wanted to be in, and you searched for land in that town, or like, how does one even start this process of researching buying land in the middle of nowhere?
Okay. So there's a few websites. Oh, man, I forget the one that we found it on. Let me try to look.
Okay.
But we knew that was the area
Okay.
because it's right outside the canyon.
Okay.
Also, like a little bit of history. My aunt and uncle had a cabin out there.
Okay.
Like my entire life.
Oh, wow.
So like I'm familiar with it. Let's see. Anyway, so Landwatch. He went on landwatch.com.
Oh,
Okay.
my brothers told me about that because he's used that up in Alaska
So it's
where he
nationwide.
lives.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
That's
you
awesome.
find like
then-
random plots and stuff.
Wow, that's so exciting. Oh, sorry, my eyes are so
And you
dry.
can look in look at Williams, because that's what our property technically is. It's in Williams, even though that makes zero sense to me because it's in Valley, so I don't get it.
Okay.
But yeah, you can look up Williams, Arizona, and then like I'm looking right now, like 1 acre, 4,500. That's expensive for you don't need to spend that much money.
Yeah, and I'm sure it fluctuates throughout the year and stuff too, probably.
Wow,
Right.
Land Watch.
That's still so cool to look at.
Yeah, this
There's
is
another
so
one now. I wish I
interesting.
could remember. It's like clearsky.com or something.
Okay.
Let's see.
Wow, here's in
We found it
Meadview,
online.
Arizona.
Oh, I found it.
Yeah,
I'm
go
sorry.
ahead. No, please.
It's blueskiesland.com.
Blueskiesland.com.
Yes.
Okay. Wow.
This is so cool.
I'm so excited.
I can tell.
And like we drove out there. So if you guys are serious and like we're actually wanting to buy something, like don't buy it until Tolman and I like drive out there. 'Cause there are some kind of questionable areas
Okay.
Yeah.
and characters. But
Yeah, that makes sense.
Like we love all of our neighbors, so
So
we got a good one.
This
Are
is
all your neighbors off the grid too? Yeah, they are, right?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
have they built homes or are they doing like RV camper type living?
So there's a pretty good mix.
Okay.
There's one neighbor that has a barn. We really only have 4 neighbors.
Okay.
So one has a barn, and I guess the rest are in RVs actually. But that's technically illegal.
Oh.
You can only be in an RV for like a certain amount of time.
Interesting.
Like you have to get a permit, and it's like a building permit essentially stating I am building a permanent structure.
sure.
Like I'm not living out of my, RV. But honestly, no one really follows that, and no one comes out and really enforces it either. So it's kind of interesting.
Yeah,
That is.
That is interesting.
What did you just find, Justin? The look on his face.
So I'm on Land Watch.
Okay.
And again, sorry, my eyes are just killing me. They're so dry. I found it's 63 acres
That's huge.
with a house already on it.
Oh, okay.
A newly remodeled 1.5/2 story, 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom house. The house is only 850 square feet, which is still bigger than our apartment.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, on 63 acres, and their asking price is only $240,000.
That's crazy. That plot of land is
That's awesome.
gigantic.
Yeah, and like the reason I was laughing is because it has a photo of like the real estate agent.
Yeah.
And this dude is wearing it is a button-up shirt technically in that it buttons, but it's khaki, and then like along the shoulders is like camo, like hunter camo.
Oh, that's
Like,
totally a
boy.
hunting shirt.
This
That's
is
amazing.
what the real estate agent
Where
is
is
wearing.
this?
It's in Kentucky.
Oh, I don't want to live in Kentucky.
Why not?
I guess I don't have a specific reason.
I mean, it's the middle of nowhere. Does it matter what state it's in?
What does the
It's-
house look like?
The house is really cute. Look at this. Like, look at the kitchen.
That house, oh, that does have a lot of potential, actually.
It's really cute.
It is cute.
All right,
I'm
sorry.
gonna
I was just
chip
so
in,
exciting.
Like, pipe in though and say you probably don't want to live in Kentucky.
Why not? What? I don't know anything about Kentucky. What's
I think
going on
socially
in
it
Kentucky?
might be a little different.
But I mean,
Yeah.
Politically.
But like, here's my point, though, right? If we're that far out in the middle of nowhere, we're not going to be doing stuff in town anyway, right? Aren't we just going to
Yeah.
be living off the grid?
That's true. Wait, is the house off the
That's
grid?
true.
I don't know. I think it's on a grid.
Okay.
My point is, I
Yeah, I get what you're saying. We don't have to be a part of things.
right.
Interesting.
Yeah. So did you just totally luck out? Because I'm looking on this land for sale, and these all seem pretty expensive, actually. Nothing near the price that you paid.
I know. I feel like I'm giving you the wrong website. I know Blue Sky, the Blue Skies one I gave you is cheaper.
Oh, okay.
But
Interesting.
Got it.
I think Landwatch is where we started to look, and then we looked
okay.
somewhere else. I can ask Tolman and text it to you when he gets home.
That would
Wow.
be amazing. Thank you.
10 acres on a
Yeah.
beach in Tennessee for $80,000.
I didn't
that
know
sounds
Tennessee
nice.
had. I mean, yeah, I guess it makes sense. They do have beaches. You never hear about the beaches of Tennessee, though.
No.
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 More like a riverbank, I would think.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I don't think it's like an ocean beach, but it's beachy looking.
Ah.
Anyway, I have to put the website down, or
Yeah.
I'm just gonna keep looking.
You are.
Wow, I'm so excited for the 30th time. So, what's your?
I'm excited for you guys. I want
Yeah,
to know what you're going to do.
we'll definitely keep you updated.
Yeah.
What are you?
Okay.
What are you most looking forward to once your place is built? Like, what
good
are you most
question.
excited about on like the macro, and then like on the day to day?
Okay. Very, very much I am looking forward to having a home, like a steady home that's my own.
Mm-hmm.
Because we've been like vagabonding it for quite some time now,
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah.
Well, you left
I'm
Napa
like-
before we did, or right after. Which was
I
it?
think
left
right after.
Right after,
Yeah. Okay. Mhm.
But like, I think
But-
within a month or something.
Yeah, but even before that,
Right.
you've been living in a pretty small place.
Right. And like we were renting and it was extremely expensive and
Yeah,
I'm
it
just
was.
I'm really ready to like also because my car this might sound really minimal, but my car has been like full to the brim of my stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And it like and I don't have that much stuff. It's more of I have a tiny car.
Yeah,
But
totally.
it's like it's very stressful and
Yeah.
I really just want a place to like put like my essential oils and my like crystals and just like
Yeah.
have my own little like area
Yeah.
to kind of calm down.
Yeah.
But on the everyday aspect, I'm really looking forward to being a part of like nature.
yeah.
Because that's really all
awesome.
there is to do out there.
Yeah.
The view of the mountains is awesome.
Nice.
It's not nearly as close as like your mountains are. Your guys' view is awesome.
Thank you.
But
Yeah, it is.
I
It really
still
is.
Love, yeah, I still love the view out there, and I'm just really looking forward to like every day waking up and like kind of realizing where I am and like feeling grateful for that.
Yeah.
I'm just really excited for that.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I think having that like grounded connection is something that I feel like you've been wanting for a really long time.
I think it's something we all crave
Yeah.
for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's a great place to stop. But Christina, stay on the line for us.
Okay.
Thank you so much for being on.
Yeah, this was so much fun.
Yeah, it's been awesome catching
course,
up with you
yeah.
and getting so much information about about this lifestyle. I'm so excited. Thank you all so much for listening and watching. We love you very much, and we'll see you next time.